If you are an artist, songwriter, or producer, and you want to know how to consistently write hit chorus melodies in less time, then this video is for you. Hi, my name is JP, and for the past 15 years, I've been writing and producing music professionally. My songs have made over 21 billion streams, reached platinum and gold status internationally, and generated hundreds of thousands of dollars. In my previous video, I showed you how to write hit chorus lyrics. In this video, we're going to look at chorus melodies. Have you ever written a song and you weren't sure if the chorus melody was strong enough? I know I have. After spending years and years of pulling apart Max Martin's songs, I noticed a few interesting patterns, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. This morning I looked at 8 hit songs Max Martin had co-written, all of them having well over 1 billion streams on Spotify alone. The songs I looked at were Blinding Lights, Save Your Tears, and Can't Feel My Face by The Weeknd, Blank Space and Shake It Off by Taylor Swift, I Don't Care by Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber, Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake, and Love Me Like You Do by Ellie Goulding. One of the most interesting patterns I found with all of these songs was to do with what I call the hook and the head of the chorus. In my previous video, I spoke about power placements and how important it is to place your title strategically. When I'm referring to the head of the chorus, I'm referring to the very first lyric you hear when it comes in bang on beat 1. When I'm referring to the hook, I'm referring to the title of the song that usually occurs around there. To further explain this head and hook concept, I'll give you a couple of examples. So with Blinding Lights, the ooh could be considered the head, and then the I'm blind by the lights would be the hook. In Can't Feel My Face, I can't feel my face when I'm with you. The head and the hook are the same. So when it comes to the melody of the hook and the head, we're going to look at 2 different parts. First is the pitch, as in the notes, and the second is the placement. And by placement, I mean where these notes of the hook and the head occur in relation to beat 1 of the chorus. If this is the chorus, beat 1, 2, 3, 4, does it happen before, does it happen on, or does it happen after? So that's what I mean by placement. When it comes to pitch with the hook or the head, I found that they usually hit on one of 4 notes. First being the first of the scale, next one being the second, the third, and the fifth. The scale I'm referring to is the major scale. Even if one of the songs was in a minor scale, just take the relative major of it. In all of these songs, I didn't find the hook or the head landing on the 4th or the 6th or the 7th. And this is a pattern I've noticed in a lot of other songs as well, not even from Max Martin. When you're choosing the notes for your hook or your head, see if you can make them land on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 5th of the major scale relative to your song. When it comes to placement of the hook and the head, I tallied up all the 8 songs that I analysed, and I found 2 that placed the hook or the head before, 5 that landed on the 1, and only just 1 that landed after. That was Taylor Swift's style. So with Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, I Don't Care, it's I don't care. The care lands on the 1. Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake. The head lands on the 1, and the hook lands before the 1. So the head is 1, 2, 3, 4. Just dance, 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 come on. Whereas the hook is 1, 2, 3. I can't stop the feeling. So I guess that song could be in both, depending on which area you're looking at, the hook or the head. Save Your Tears, Weeknd. 1, 2, 3, 4. Save your tears for another day. Lands on the 1. Can't Feel My Face lands on the 1. I can't feel my face when I'm with you. And Blinding Lights lands on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm blinded by the lights. Ellie Goulding, Love Me Like You Do lands on the 1. Love me like you do. Love me like you do. For me personally, whenever I'm writing a chorus, my rule is to use either this one or this one. I personally don't really like the feeling of a melody that lands after the 1 in a chorus. I feel like these two spotlight and showcase the lyric more so, whereas if the melody lands after the one, the first thing of the chorus you hear is music. It's just instrumental. And so I feel like that sometimes takes away from the lyric. Like 99% of the time, I'm never going to do that one. That's just me though. Okay, so I've got another crazy graph for you. We've got the beats of the bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, as per usual. This side represents the final bar of the pre-chorus. Let's say it's just bar 4. And then this side represents 1, 2, 3, 4, the first bar of the chorus. On this side, we've got the notes of the major scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 2 octaves going on here. What I'm going to do is mark out the pitch or the note and the placement of the hook and the head for all of the 8 songs. What we're going to see is really interesting. So give me a second. Ta-da! Hey, if you're wondering, what the hell am I looking at, JP? Let me explain. On your right, here is the list of the artists. We got The Weeknd, Tay-Tay, Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, Ellie Goulding, and I did a bonus round, a song by Aviva and myself, Blame It on the Kids, which has been one of her most successful songs.
Don't blame it on the kids. Don't blame it on the kids. Don't blame it on the...
And as you can see, there is this cluster in the middle, specifically on beat 1 and 2, and using the first, second, and third of the major scale. One unexpected thing that I discovered was this guy right here, the second of the scale. I think that is the single most common note used in all these songs that lands on the 1 when it's used in the hook or the head. That's fascinating. I didn't actually expect that. I was expecting maybe the first, third, and fifth, but not so much the second. We've got a few outliers here, but I'm sure if we did, 100 songs, we'd see more or less. It's not to say that you can't write a great song not using these notes, but there is a clear pattern that Max Martin is using with all these highly successful songs that have had over 1 billion streams on Spotify. We didn't see a single use of the 7th or the 6th or the 4th. Yeah, so when you're writing your next chorus, keep this in mind and try shoot for some of these notes in these specific placements when you're writing your hook or your head. I thought about a few questions that you might have. And the first question is, JP, won't my songs get boring if I use those same notes over and over again in every song? One way to avoid this is to spend a lot of time on your lyrics, crafting unique lyrics. And another way to change this up is by changing up the scale that you use in each song. Every time I write a new song, I'll think about the first, second, third, and fifth of the scale and what my voice sounds like when I'm singing those notes. If I'm going for a really soaring and powerful and really energetic chorus, then I'll make sure that I'm able to sing high in my register, full voice on most of these notes. If the scale I've chosen is too high and it's not allowing me to sing these notes well, then I'll drop it down. If I want the chorus to be maybe a bit more conversational and lower in my register, then I'll drop it down to where these notes are sounding clear and more conversational. If I'm wanting to use more of my falsetto, I'll do the same. I'll have to move the scale up or down to make sure that that part of my voice isn't sounding too thin or isn't sounding too muddy. The second question I thought you might have is how to create contrast with your verse, pre-chorus, and chorus if I'm only allowed to use like a few select notes within my chorus. What if I've used some of those notes in the verse? For example, say in the verse, we're utilizing the first, second, and third of the major scale with our vocal melody. And in the chorus, we're also using the first, second, and third, as well as the fifth. So in this case, then we would really want to try and jump up, maybe use that fourth, maybe use the fifth, sixth, and seventh. I Can't Feel My Face by The Weeknd, I think, is a great example of this. He's kind of using these notes in the verse, and then in the pre-chorus, he really jumps up to the top of his range, and then he comes back right down into the chorus to create that contrast between the sections. And that's it for today's video. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to all the new subscribers. And this video was dedicated to AR Music 09. They were asking about more Max Martin melody stuff. I hope that answers your question. I'll see you in the next video.